This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the best place to build a beautiful website. Listen, I'm already the kind of person who hates rigging, so when I thought to myself I should try to rig a Slinky and also make it procedural and have stretch and compression with some amount of photorealism, well, I really hated the idea and still I'm not really into it, so I've decided that I'm not going to open up Blender and in the add-ons menu make sure to have extra curves and animal enabled. The former is going to let us make a bunch of different curves without doing lots of work, and the latter lets us animate these curves, which is useful for animating a Slinky moving through space. Anyways, go to the curve spirals and add in an Archimedean with some non-zero height and a large step count. I have no idea why some values terminate on the z-axis and others kind of overextend. Maybe the add-on's broken, or definitely choose a value that doesn't overextend. That solves the issue. We're gonna convert this bad boy into a mesh and extrude inwards to add some thickness. Want this to be taller? Well, an array modifier will do exactly that. Also, pro tip, enable merge with some small distance to have these fuse together. So it's a spring, but procedural. Solidify modifier for thickness, still procedural. Control the size, the length, the shape. Add in a lattice object fitted to our Slinky where we can add in hooks to control each layer and a lattice modifier above the solidified to our mesh, and boom, we've got compression, stretch. But how do we get the motion of our Slinky? Easy enough, just add in a path curve with a bit of subdivision, put an empty on one end of this, and using a simple deform modifier, you can get yourself a nice little bendy noodle. It's cute, it's friendly, it's agile, it's a distraction. Do not, I repeat, do not forget to hit this button or the next step won't work. And that next step is going to be setting our array modifier to this path along with adding a curve modifier so that our Slinky goes along the curve. Now to get this thing animated, just select all the hooks and add in a location keyframe, go back to the beginning and have these squash together one way, then squash them together the other way, and if we copy these keyframes over and over, we end up getting something like this, which is almost what we want, but finally make sure to animate our bending. That gives us the basic animation. Alternatively, you can use a custom curve for our path and use the animal add-on to animate this arc going from place to place to place. Wouldn't recommend that, but long story short, we have made a completely procedural Slinky, and as always, this has been your Blender Quickie, and I've been CG Matter, you've been you. But by the way, you can also make this a rainbow Slinky. That's just a cool thing.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you liked it, and this tutorial was sponsored by Squarespace. And Squarespace is a service that lets you make beautiful websites without any of the coding or any of the hard work. It just gives you very good templates, and the results are so good that I use it on my own website, www.cgmatter.com, and personally, I just really like the way it works. You get access to some very cool features like analytics, so you know who is going to your website and how many people that is. Email campaigns, so you can send out your personal or brand message, and while Squarespace is already affordable at an annual subscription at less than $10 a month, I'm about to make the deal much better. If you click my link in the description, you're going to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain.